Today, we're going to discuss the Twitch Creator Camp and determine if it's a waste of time. Let's face it, our time is invaluable and irreplaceable. Can you really pick up valuable information from the Twitch Creator Camp? Is it just for beginners? And did we learn something new from it? And will it improve your Twitch live streaming experience? And speaking of live streaming experience,
Hey, variety is the spice of life, right, folks? In fact, I mean this in that Twitch is fantastic, but why don't you see about dabbling in a couple other platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter? There's so many places you can do that, and you can do that through the comforts of free access to Restream. We're going to hook you up. If you go over to livestreamingtech.com/restream, again, that's livestreamingtech.com/restream. Let's transition on over because, boy, this is going to be chock full of information. This dude watched the entire Twitch Creator Camp thing, so that way you don't have to fall on the sword. But we're going to try to be brief about everything we're sharing.
There's a lot to cover today, so we're going to go quick. And if you need to, just go back to the playback and watch it again. Okay, so we're going to start out at Twitch 101. So this you can find on Twitch's website. It is called Twitch Creator Camp. The first thing they introduce you to is Twitch 101, which makes sense. If you take any kind of college course or pre-college course, they label them 100, 101, 102, so on and so forth. So this is definitely for beginners. And this covers streamers, levels, and what you gain access to via each level. And when it comes to the perks and benefits and all that for each individual level, we have covered this in the past in previous videos, and this actually area is great for beginners if you are brand new to streaming to Twitch.
Oh yeah, so here we go. The basics. This is going to just cover, it covers being consistent with your live streams. Here's the thing. If your followers don't know what to expect to when you're going to be on, how do you expect them to show up? So setting a schedule and talks about the going live notifications. Be creative with the live notifications. Have a title that's going to catch viewers' eyes and draw them in. That fear of missing out, if you will. That's one of the worst things. I see a lot of people are like, chill stream, come hang out.
Yeah.
No one just wants to come and chill with you unless, you're just a famous streamer. Otherwise, you got to have some type of value, that value proposition. Have a purpose. Other words, know what type of content you'll be providing in advance. Know what audience that's going to align with. We just say a rough idea because you have to pivot if one type of content isn't working for you. Find your voice. You don't have to be, cornered into some specific, area and it's just getting you 0 viewers. And if you find that there's something that does really, really good, then that's going to be it. So that's really the basics.
Yeah, and going in from the basics, we're going to touch on Twitch etiquette. Yes, that's right. There's kind of do's and don'ts when it comes to what you can do in the community of Twitch. And pretty much it's don't be a douche nozzle. What's being a douche nozzle? Self-promoting in other channels, forcing collabs or begging for collabs. Let them happen naturally. That's the thing. It's kind of like if you go to the playground, you don't just force your way into making friends with people. You kind of gradually ease your way in. So that goes into with the networking. Don't network because you think you have to, or you've been told that you have to. Yes, Dale and I've preached this, and many other live streaming content creators. We talk about networking is probably your biggest tool, but here's the thing. Don't force it. Let it be natural. Here's the thing. You're going to know who you have more in common with and who you kind of naturally gravitate towards. Those are the types of people you want to surround yourself. The other thing is don't be a copycat. Now, what that doesn't mean, say you're a big fan of Dr. Disrespect and you're like, hey, you know what? I like how he streams. I like his high energy. I like his sarcasm. That doesn't necessarily mean you can use those elements. Now, what they mean by copycatting is, and that's trying to basically be Dr. Disrespect, putting on the glasses, putting on the wig, and being a clone of him.
That's full cringe.
Yeah. These tips are great for beginners. More new streamers need these tips. So that's the thing. If you're brand new to streaming, or maybe you've only been streaming for about 6 months or so, kind of go look at these Twitch etiquette things, because I see people break these rules a lot, Dale. And that just reminds me of the days back when people would come in and beg me, the host, raid, oh, should we, we need to get together sometime and do this and that right in the middle of my stream. That's the other thing too. If you're going to do any kind of collab, make sure you talk off when they're not at work and doing their live stream.
Keep it professional. Yeah, for sure. Next up, I feel almost like we've covered this ad nauseum, and that is the Twitch community guidelines. We've covered these guidelines before. Yes, it is boring as hell, but if you don't play by Twitch's rules, you will get kicked off the playground. These include things like moderation and safety, terms of service, community guidelines. We're not going to go over all the details, as we've done this so many times before. If you really don't feel like sitting down and reading it, that's all on you. But maybe this portion of the Twitch creator camp could possibly be for you if you're brand new to it and maybe you don't really know precisely what's going to get you in trouble.
Yes, exactly. So let's get on to the more fun things. And of course, once again, we've covered videos on this. A lot of you're going to hear Dale and I repeat ourselves on this. We've covered a lot of this information before. So it's kind of funny to see this actually in the Twitch creator camp, Dale. Emotes. So remember when you first came to Twitch as a viewer, or maybe you haven't been on Twitch yet and you're just on YouTube and you're kind of wondering, hey, should I make that transition? You're going to notice the chat is much different than it is, say, on Facebook or here on YouTube. And you're going to see a lot of emotes. Like, I know the first time, Dale, I remember you seeing the Kapamon emote, or Kappa. I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying Kapamon. Kappa emote. And you're like, what does that mean? Or why do you keep seeing a woman waving, emote? And Twitch covers this and they tell you what these emotes mean, what they're used for, when to use them. So then it kind of starts making sense as you hang out on channels. And that's really what you should be doing if you're thinking about live stream on Twitch anyways, is visit a lot of channels, sit back and watch some of the content, get an idea. And this will actually help you find your voice as well.
Oh, yeah. Moving further forward, I feel like almost this is redundant, but I'm just going to say it anyways. They talk about copyright. Meh. It's another boring topic, you say. Just like community guidelines is just as big of a deal. In fact, they are stressing so much work on DMCA takedown notices. I mean, can we be too careful? If I start humming something, am I not going to get in some type of trouble? It's just, and I have sometimes where DJs will leave comments and say, hey, I don't know what happened. Like, yeah, they don't want you playing other people's intellectual property on that platform. And sadly, that's just what we have. And the same thing goes, folks, for like movies, shows, sporting events, all this type of stuff, artwork, somebody else's artwork. It sounds kind of anal retentive, but it can be that way. If some artist doesn't want you streaming their stuff on your platform, then they have every right to do a DMCA takedown notice. Just because you got away with it today doesn't mean they can't come back another month or so from now. So just know that you can go,
they have done that.
I'm going to go ahead and I'll be good. I'll stream today. They won't catch me. I'm just a small streamer. Take the copyright thing very seriously. I'm going to tell you, I come from this YouTube world. And when we saw a lot of these copyright claims and strikes coming in, we're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Twitch was like, hold my beer. When Metallica goes and streams on Twitch platform and they put elevator music over top of it, we got a problem, Houston. So I'm sorry to get off on a rant there, dude.
Okay, yeah, that's all good. So once again, we're going to get into the funner things, or a little bit more what you guys are seeking out versus, reading through tons of legal jargon on copyright and terms of service and this and that. But here's the thing, Dale, you nailed nailed the nail right on the head. I can't speak today. Those are important things, and I would not say just skim over them. Read them twice, 3 times, 4 times. Familiarize with yourself with it, and then when in doubt, just don't do it. If you don't think you own the copyright to it, or you might get in trouble for copyright infringement, just don't do it.
Yeah. All
right. So jumping into going live. Yes, this is the next section, Dale. Now we got the boring stuff out of the way. This is where Twitch Creator Camp should have said, now you get to see the good stuff. Here they're talking about setting up your account, channel, and more. They talk about streaming setups and gear. This is actually where I was impressed, Dale. I was actually quite impressed. Now, here's the thing. The videos were still kind of cringy or whatnot. It reminded me of the YouTube creator videos that we watch.
YouTube creator
on the regular.
Yep.
Yeah. And the sad thing about it is I would watch those probably 5 times over before the Twitch ones. But but they do have a list, so on and so forth. I love this, and I think Twitch needs to do that more. And I know you kind of start dancing on, you know, other people's toes when you recommend a Yeti mic over a Shure microphone. You know, a company could probably come back and say, hey, you know what, blah blah blah. And I'm sure they probably might even paid for that type of you know, space on there. Here's the other cool thing too, they even answer common questions. I know we get these a lot in the comment section, Dale. I stream off of Xbox or I stream off of PlayStation. How do I do this and this? Here's the thing. Dale and I are mainly PC streamers.
Yep.
So when you start asking us about Xbox and PlayStation,
I don't own any of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. You still have the first Wii, right?
No, I don't even have Wii anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got rid of it. Blow off the dust out in that Nintendo 64. Anyway, yeah, so that kind of is out of our wheelhouse. And we try to answer the questions the best to our knowledge or whatever. So don't feel that we're being rude or blowing you off or whatever. If we don't know the answer, we just don't know the answer. And sometimes we might dive into it and do a video on it later on. So I thought that was really cool too, Dale. They also have PC hardware recommendations. Dale, do we not get a ton of those questions? Like, hey, I have a laptop with an i3 and yada, yada, yada. Can I stream on Twitch or can I stream on Facebook Live?
Yep.
That's the thing. They kind of break it down. Now, here's the thing. They don't have all the variables. You have to remember every PC is going to be different. Every laptop's going to be different and stuff like that. So here's the thing. Find something that's close to what they're recommending. If it's there in that area, then you know you're pretty much covered.
Next.
Also, hang on,
ahead.
sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. I almost forgot.
Oh,
I highly recommend watching the bit rates in encoder video, not because the guy is super cringy with the cringy dog that supposedly can talk because he put a microchip in the dog's head, but he does break it down for you, which I've tried to break it down. And I think a lot of people still get confused over bit rates and encoding. So I highly, highly recommend, if you have watched some of our encoding videos or bit rate videos in the past and you still don't quite understand it, watch this cringy video. He actually explains it pretty well.
With Twitch Creator Camp, I'm assuming you can just pick anything that you want. It's a la carte. So if I see a section, I can just jump right to it, right?
Correct. Yep.
Perfect.
So here's the thing. If you've read the terms of service and copyright stuff and you come back 5 days later, you can bounce around. Yeah, there's no, you know, you got to go in order or anything like that.
Well, speaking of specific features here, let's go over to branding and analytics. While we have never talked about the analytics on Twitch, we have beaten a dead horse when it comes to branding. Much like your voice, this is something you'll have to come up with and personalize for the content that you're delivering. Remember, Twitch is wanting you to succeed as a streamer. Okay, this is how they make money. They have good tips such as engagement, calls to action, and some of the tools like extensions that will keep viewers coming back for more. Walt, didn't we just do a live stream about these exact extensions?
Yeah, actually, we did do a live stream past last week or whatever we did that. Definitely go check that out. And by the way, that is what a call to action is called.
Call to action, yeah. So yeah, go check it out for sure. I love the tips that Twitch gives for using social media to build a community. They really say, hey, look, you're going to have to build a party before you invite them to the party here on Twitch. So that makes sense. There's a lot of people that think they could just grind it out over on Twitch and just magically have folks show up. And it just don't work that way. And they've just publicly stated it. The analytics part is kind of cool, but I feel as a new streamer, I wouldn't focus too much on the numbers as it can tend to bring you down and waste valuable time. Don't get hung up on numbers at first. Focus on engagement and content. Content is absolutely king.
Yeah, right here, I was one of those guilty ones when I would sit there, I'd finish my live stream, I would sit there and focus on the numbers, the analytics, this and that. I did the same thing on Twitter, all my other social media accounts. You know, that's the thing. You know, as a new streamer, as a beginner streamer, put all that to the side, focus on building your community. And that brings us to number 9, building your community. This is where I recommend taking the Twitch Creator Camp in smaller chunks. Because by now my ass was pretty much hurting. I've watched this up to this point nonstop, and literally I'm typing these notes as I'm watching it and whatnot. And just as any content, your mind and body can only take so much at a time. I came back to a day later and found it easier to digest. So that's the other thing too. If you find yourself kind of wandering off and you know, you just really can't focus on it, you know what? Twitch Creator Camp's not going anywhere. Come back to it, you know, take a day or two off of it, refresh, you know. drink a little bit of caffeine, come back in about an hour. This part of the camp reinforces engagement. Here, once again, Dale, what's the key word on this live stream? It seems to be engagement today, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you see a trend here? Yeah. Once again, Twitch wants you to succeed. They want you to engage because they know this is the biggest key motivator when it comes to building your community is you engaging with your viewers. How many channels have you visited and you've seen an empty chair, Dale, or someone just sitting there playing games?
Yep.
Yeah. Those channels will blow up, right? Yeah.
Unless you're really, really, really good at gaming. Like, I don't see myself watching some random Joe Schmo who's just playing a game. I want to see someone like my nephew killing it, you know, on a shooter game of some sort. Like, he's probably someone I'd watch, but someone else that doesn't, you know, it's like, I have no reason to watch you.
Yeah. And once again, you got to be top 10 or, you know, at least the top 50 in the world in those types of games to draw that kind of attention where you don't have to speak or engage with the community. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't wait for another empty chair stream or the streamers that chew on their nails and say nothing. So just keep that in mind. And that's another reason why we recommend before you start streaming live on Twitch, or if you're new to streaming on Twitch, stop what you're doing, go visit other channels, see what they're doing right, and also take note of what they're doing wrong. And note to yourself, I will not do that. Okay, just kind of reinforce that here. I know I'm being mean, but Twitch can't say this, so we're saying it here. We're beating home engagement, just like Twitch is. Alerts and rewarding viewers is another good part on this one. That's what I found. I found that once they did the affiliate program deal, I was able to, you know, incorporate my emotes. I had, you know, all the alerts and the rewards and perks and this and that for the viewers. I would say don't skip out on this one for sure. Even if you're not affiliate yet, take a look at this because this could be a motivator to get you to grow that community, get you to engage, to get you to talk to those viewers that are coming into your channel.
Yeah. Hey, next thing up is going to be monetize your content, but I'm going to say right out the gate, you know, for beginners, you honestly shouldn't be fretting over this type of stuff. The first like half year to a year, you need to be finding your voice, becoming comfortable, becoming consistent. Don't be thinking about, well, I'm going to make a lot of money, because I'm going to tell you there are a lot of dashed hopes and broken dreams that land over on our channel. And why is that? It's because people get into the affiliate program with the belief of like, oh, I made affiliate, I'm going to make a lot of money. You don't. You don't. You will probably get way more money by panhandling on the corner than what you will going into as a Twitch affiliate. And that's the reality of the situation. So do I think everyone should watch monetizing your content? Sure. But should it be the priority when you're consuming some of the content on Twitch Creator Academy? Creator Academy. I'm just calling it that now. Screw it. That's what it's called. Creator Camp.
Creator Camp.
You know, I just honestly think that your time's probably better spent elsewhere. But if you want to, and you can see what the possibility is in earning some revenue through Twitch, you can go ahead and look at that. But for now, I would say put a pin in it, come back to it later.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Dale. I'm going to ask you this, but do you feel Twitch Creator Camp was a waste of time?
You know, I think it's not bad. I mean, I don't think this is going to be an option.
It's a lot to chew. It's a lot to chew. I will give it that. But the thing is what I liked about it is there were some things that I revisited that I kind of have forgotten or kind of put off when it comes to live streaming. So even as a veteran or somebody who's been streaming for years now, you know, it's kind of always good to go back and refresh, especially when it comes to terms of service and copyright stuff.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Hey, so at any rate, what did you folks think about this? Walt right here is holding up a video here. He's saying, check it out. You know, it's on Walt's Ugly Mug. Share, like, subscribe, folks. Make sure you tune in. Big shout out to our channel member, Caleb Smith and K Slater 23. We appreciate you guys tuning in.